Hey everybody, it's September the 15th, 2024, back for another podcast, letting you know the latest and greatest. I'll let Rachel take over from here.
Really just a quick update. So we had talked about the egg retrieval, and at that point they had retrieved 6 eggs. 5 were mature and they were able to fertilize them. The next day 3 of those had shown signs of growth, and so we knew that we had 3 embryos that we were praying for and rooting for. We had to wait a week to find out how many of those they were able to send off to the lab to be tested. And they don't actually send the whole embryo. I had a couple people ask me that. They just take a few cells from the embryo to send it off to the lab in Colorado to be tested. So our embryos are in Houston, safe and sound, but they had told us 30% of what they see fertilize and then begin to grow usually are grow enough to become what they call a blastocyst. I think that's how you pronounce it. And so we had been told that it was likely that we would have 0 to 1 that made it to this point. And so we waited and we prayed and we prayed, and we had friends who were praying so hard. And on Wednesday, it felt like forever. It was 1 week, but it felt like the longest week ever to wait. And they had said in the message that they sent that we would find out by Wednesday. And we also were in a position where if we were going to do a second round of egg retrieval, we had to pay by Wednesday. So I was getting kind of stressed, but I had called the clinic and they said they were still testing on Wednesday morning, so we didn't get an answer, but that we would know by the end of the day. So Wednesday afternoon, I think about 3 o'clock, I got a message, and we had 2 of the 3 embryos that made it to that stage. So we beat the odds. Woo! And that was the answer to a lot of prayers. We still have a long way to go, but to have 2 that grew was really exciting. We were sad and grieved for the one that did not make it, but we have 2 that got to the next step, which is, again, they take some cells and they send that off to test them to see if they are genetically normal, because at my age, most of my eggs are not genetically normal. Some of them won't be viable. And so anyway, they send them to see if they are viable or not, and we'll hear back on that. And they said in about 2 weeks. So they send them off. They sent them off this past week, and then we'll hear in another couple of weeks if either or both.
Or both.
I said or both. Again, we're praying big prayers on that one, and we hope that they both are good to go.
And I didn't want to, we didn't want to start another round, because if both eggs are viable, and then here we want good, fertile babies sitting up there on the shelf, and us just keep stockpiling them.
Right.
I can only handle, so many at this age. So.
Well, we had talked that if we have viable embryos, then we want to have the babies. So we didn't. Again, it is so unlikely that this would happen, but we still didn't want to put ourselves in a position where we had more embryos than we were willing to have children. So, we'll see what happens with these 2, and then we can, if we need to do another round. The reason they wanted for me to go ahead and do another round was just this clinic said that they see good luck in women who are my age doing back-to-back retrievals. So that was the thought process there. And if we had gotten no embryos that made it to the blastocyst stage, then we would have done a second round. But since we did, and especially since we had 2, we just really felt like it was right for us to wait. And that's really, we're learning with all of this too. All you can really do is what is the best thing for us as a couple, with our religious views and what we're comfortable with. And you have to do what's right for you. So,
I mean, God's in control of all this to start with, and all we can do is pray and see what He has in store for us. And here we go, So
yeah, and there's still a chance that neither of the embryos will be viable, but we hope that that's not the case. So, like I said, we're praying big prayers for them as they wait for us.
yeah. So we should know in about a week and a half to 2 weeks, and then we'll go from there. Over the next, hopefully we'll have good news and go from there. We had just started posting the videos from the first 4 or 5 videos where we started this whole process. We kind of was waiting to start posting, but they're going on the World Wide Web, and not all of us in agreement with that, but so I just feel like there's not a lot of stories out there that helped us with our situation, and it just gives us more, somebody else more insight on what the process is. So
it is true that, a lot of people don't talk about this. We've been pretty open with our friends and family about it, and it's hard. It's emotionally difficult, and it's a hard process to go through. So maybe our story will help some people, and we're in the middle of it right now. We don't know what's going to happen, and that sort of scares me too, to put it out there, because it could be really, it could turn out to be a really sad story for us, and hard for us to emotionally process. But anyway, that's life. I think the good, the bad, the messy. So
yeah. So all right. Well, that it.
that's all I have.
Okay.
Oh, Bruce did get to stop taking his medication, so
Yeah,
he was really happy about that.
Yeah. I'm back on the testosterone slowly.
And he's off the other hormones,
Yeah.
which has been a good thing too.
Yeah.
So
Getting back to my regular self again. That's good, because bow season's coming up, and so
yeah, hunting season, of course.
yeah, one hunting trip after the next, here in the next few months. So, all right. Well, until next time, thanks for seeing us. Bye.